Lamborghini didn't listen to this employee, so he started his own car company. Back in the 1980s, a man named Horatio was hired by Lamborghini. He was an expert in fiberglass and helped build the Countach. But when he wanted to experiment with carbon fiber, they shut him down, stating that if Ferrari wasn't doing it, why should they? So he went out and started his own brand. Can you guess what it is yet? Pagani was founded in 1992 and has quickly become a hypercar household name, competing on a level above Lamborghini with brands like Koenigsegg.
These cars are wrapped in camo for a reason. Companies will do anything to keep their new vehicles away from prying eyes. So when a new car is being tested prior to its launch, they will use patterned wrap to hide body lines. Companies used to use foam or large bags, but this proved to hurt aerodynamics during testing. The pattern camo does a good job of distracting us from focusing on the actual lines of the car, making it difficult to really know the true look of it. If you ever see a car with this camo wrap, you're getting the first look at something that hasn't even come out yet.
Mr. Bean crashed his incredibly rare McLaren F1 not once, but twice. He bought the F1 for $880,000 in 1997, and soon after, ended up rear-ending someone. After fixing the car, he actually got into a second accident, this time smashing into a tree and then a road sign, with the car catching fire. Luckily, he managed to get out generally unscathed, but the car needed $1 million worth of repair, literally more than he paid for it. Craziest part, though, is that he sold the car in 2018 for a whopping $12.2 million. Have you seen this clip yet? If you have, you know that Ross Chastain did a wall ride on the final corner of a NASCAR lap to propel him from 10th place to 5th. He actually says he learned it playing GameCube as a kid, but he never knew it would work in real life. What you might not know was that his move kept him in the running for the championship. And also, this was somehow allowed. And so far, NASCAR hasn't changed any rules. So it's possible we may see this happen again.
Ever wonder why Dubai has a fleet of police supercars? Well, the answer might not be as obvious as you think. The police in Dubai have been acquiring a very nice collection of police cars since 2013 with their purchase of a Lamborghini Aventador. Soon after that, they bought a Ferrari FF, then an SLS AMG, a Bentley Continental GT, with the W12 of course, then weirdly a Camaro, and after that they took a massive leap to a Bugatti Veyron. Many people would think they need these supercars to chase down Dubai's massive population of hypercars. Sadly, that's not the case. It's really just one big marketing move. This fleet sticks mostly to the touristy areas of the city, and it shows the absolute financial force that Dubai has. I mean, who wouldn't want to take a picture of a Lamborghini police car?
Post Malone can't stop buying white cars. First, he has a ridiculous white-on-white Bugatti Chiron, and then kind of the complete opposite. A 6x6 Ford Raptor built by Hennessy, which makes over 600 horsepower. He's clearly a fan of trucks because he also has a Shelby Super Snake, but it doesn't stop there. He recently bought a Senna, a Ford GT, a Lamborghini Urus, and an SV, all of them in white, keeping his collection looking the exact same. This car was so quiet that it drove drivers insane. Rolls-Royce makes some incredibly luxurious cars, and luxury cars usually mean a quiet, relaxing cabin. But Rolls made the first Ghost too quiet, to the point that it was actually disorienting drivers. Turns out they had added over 200 pounds of sound deadening to the car, even adding some inside the tires and using extra layers of glass on the windows. But eventually, after customers complained, they were forced to add white noise.
These guys drove across the entire US in just 25 hours.
Cannonball Run is a famous drive where people try to set the fastest time from New York City to LA. In 2020, a team of 3 set the fastest time to date using an Audi S6 built to look like a police car. It had brake light kill switches, police scanners, and even laser jammers, allowing them to keep an average speed of 125 miles per hour without getting arrested. And with roads mostly empty due to obvious world events, it's likely no one will ever beat their record.
Michelin almost went bankrupt because of the Bugatti Veyron.
When the Veyron was getting developed, the CEO of VW Group, which owns Bugatti, was dead set on making the Veyron the most perfect hypercar. And part of completing that task was getting a set of road tires that could go 254 miles per hour. When he asked Michelin to make just that, they told him it was impossible. So he threatened to cancel all contracts that Michelin had with the VW Group, which would have likely cost them hundreds of millions.
So with a fire underneath them, Michelin set out to create the perfect tire. And while they do cost $42,000 a set, they can get up to the insane 254 mile per hour mark.
Supercar owners have a secret they aren't telling you. Have you ever seen a supercar with Montana license plates? It's actually really common, and it's a dirty trick.
Let's say you buy a super expensive car like a Pagani.
You're gonna owe a lot of money in sales tax. But if you simply register it in the state of Montana, you don't need to pay a dime of that. And your car never even has to touch Montana soil at all, as the inspection laws are pretty much non-existent. In the past few years, other states have cracked down on this loophole, but many supercar owners continue to get away with it. If you want to see more car videos like this one, make sure you're following me.